All right, so when you first watched Too Fast, Too Furious, I'm pretty sure that your favorite car was the Too Fast, Too Furious R34 GTR. The thing was absolutely incredible. And I'm sure you're all wondering, okay, in real life, could that car actually do what it did? Was it fast? Could it go, whether it's drag racing, going around corners? Like, is it an actual fast car? So a long time ago, I had this thought. I was like, you know what, it'd be really cool if one day someone built like a replica of that car, but actually made it into a performance car that could actually go and wasn't just a movie car. And right behind me is just that. Throtl actually did it. They bought a R34 GT-R. They did a whole bunch of converting on it, did a whole bunch of build stuff on it, and now it's an absolute unit, and this thing will be going drag racing. Basically, if you modernize the Too Fast, Too Furious R34, this would basically be it. Now, yes, this isn't an actual GTR, it's a GTT, but it has all the goodies to make this thing fast. This thing is going to be incredible once it first hits the drag strip. So let's take a quick look at this car, right? So it's sitting there, we're at Fuel Fest, by the way, a lot of sick cars here, but this is definitely one that I haven't gotten to see in person, although they've done a lot of content on this, on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, you name it. This is the first time I'm getting to see this car in real life, and I'm very, very impressed with how this thing turned out. Let's start with the exterior of the car. So they ended up obviously getting the R34 shell. I think this car started off as blue, if I'm not mistaken. They did the C West kit on it, so you can see the original C West kit that the Too Fast, Too Furious R34 GTR had on the car, so they got that going. I don't think they did the side skirts though, because it's not as low as the one in the movie. And the rear, once again, is I think NISMO rear splats as well, if I had to take a guess. So they didn't do the full body kit, they just did the front from what I'm seeing. But then this thing really was made to drag race, right? Because in the Fast and Furious, a lot of their stuff is about drag racing, although they do race through the streets and turn. If you take a look at the old Too Fast, Too Furious R34 GTR, right, it had two headlights. Well, this one obviously is more functional. This thing's meant to go really fast, 8-second quarter miles. That's the whole goal. So instead of putting an extra headlight right here, what they did was they put this little duct that funnels in air that goes to this big old single Garrett turbo sitting right here. This thing is going to make some crazy power. I fully expect this car to be well over 1,000 horsepower to the wheels when it's all said and done. On the intercooler down here, you see the Plasma Man. Plasma Man makes amazing intercoolers for the Skyline platform. I used to actually have one on my R32 GTR when I was making about 675 horsepower to the wheels, but it was a very solid intercooler. This one's way bigger than the one I had. I mean, look how thick this intercooler is. This is the Pro Series Plasma Man intercooler. So you can see this thing is crazy thick. Looking under the hood in the engine bay, you can see this is a pretty sick motor here from PRP. I think it's a billet block if I'm not mistaken. I gotta go back and look at the info in the car. Obviously they got the Plasma Man intake manifold. They got all this custom piping and all custom systems. Big AN lines, big fittings, huge radiator from I don't know where, I think CSF if I'm not mistaken. And then you can see obviously the beautiful valve covers here. I mean, everything's exposed here so you can see it. And obviously this amazing single turbo here, huge. I don't know what size this one is, but it's one of the bigger ones you can get from Garrett. And this thing is probably gonna help them make a ton of power. Everything underneath this hood is perfectly clean, glassy, looks good. You don't see a bunch of random wires hanging around. Everything is very neat, tucked in where it needs to be, clean, presentable. The thing is a beautiful show car, but it's also a beautiful race car. You can see on the exterior on the hood right here, they went with a little bit different. Obviously they had to have the hole here for that huge little pipe coming from the turbo. You can see all the different sponsors right here of the car. And then you can see that big two blue stripes that go right across the hood, just like on the original Too Fast, Too Furious R34 GTR. Jumping inside here, obviously Paul Walker's car, the movie, had a whole bunch of cool neon lights and things in here, and had, you know, obviously the great audio visual stuff going on. But on this car is meant to go. It's not about show and any of that kind of stuff. So you can see it's a very clean but very minimal interior on this car, so that this car can handle what it's supposed to handle at the drag strip. It even has an automatic transmission, so it looks like it's a 2-speed Power Glide or Turbo 400, I don't know, but basically it's a 2-speed automatic, so this thing can go really fast in a quarter mile. I would be crazy if I didn't talk about these mega nitrous bottles. This thing comes with 3, just like in the movie, 3 nitrous bottles. I love the NOS on there going old school style, but this nitrous oxide system right here, 3 of them. I don't know if they're gonna use all of them. Maybe it's for show, maybe it is for go. I don't know, but they look sick and they're just in the right spot, just like it was in the movie. We'll come around on the driver's side right here so you can see it. So they have the Motec system in here. So I'm pretty sure the ECU is also Motec, if I had to take a guess, because these guys are trying to go super fast. You can see the Sparco steering wheel, but they didn't go with the Sparco seat that they had in the movie. They went with the carbon fiber Sparco seat to keep this thing lightweight and also safe too as well when you're trying to go super fast in a quarter mile. Now taking a look at the cage here, they're still working on getting an 8-second inserted cage into this thing, but the cage that they have so far in this looks really, really good. Definitely fits the bill. Obviously rear seat delete, nothing back there. They try to keep the weight of this car as low as possible. Even look at this interior overall, like even though it is a race car, it's super clean like a show car. Stepping back to the exterior, let's look at these bead locks right here. So they have some massive drag radials on here. If I'm not mistaken, these are from Mickey Thompson, and these are the Pro Street radials. These things look like they are set to go with the bead lock wheels. I'm not sure what size wheels these are, but it looks like they're probably like maybe 17s or 18s if I had to take a guess. Who knows if they're gonna switch to a 15-inch conversion? Who knows? I mean, if you're trying to go super fast, that's the way to go. I believe this is all-wheel drive. I mean, why would you have these up front too if it wasn't? So they converted this thing to an all-wheel drive. They didn't want to stay with the rear-wheel drive, which the GTTs typically come with. Actually, they always come with from the factory. They went with the all-wheel drive swap. So they wanted to really give this thing the actual GTR love that it needs. Obviously, if you're going to go super fast at the drag strip and you're trying to go A, you need a parachute. So they have this Simpson chute on the back here so that when they cross the traps at over 150 miles per hour, they got the right safety requirements to make sure this thing does not plunge into the sand at the end of the drag strip. Definitely one of the coolest Skylines I've ever seen. Like I said, it's an R34 GTT, but it has a lot of goodies on it. It's all-wheel drive converted, and this thing is ready to go. I cannot wait to see this thing on the drag strip. All right, so I hopped away from the R34 GTR replica from the Too Fast and Furious that Throtl did, and now I hopped over here to some other cars. These are other Fast and Furious cars, replicas, all of them, and I want to show you guys what these are so you can take a look at it, because there's some really, really interesting ones. I wanted to come over here and check out this other replica right here. Too Fast, Too Furious replica right here of Brian's R34 GTR. It's right here. This one is definitely more of a show than it is a go. Obviously, it doesn't have the big old, you know, Mickey Thompsons in the rear. This is not going to be an 8-second car. This might be a 13-second car, 14-second car. But this one definitely is a little bit more movie correct as far as parts and pieces that are on it. I mean, if you look at the wheels, HRE wheels, just like in the movie, the full C-West kit all the way through the car from rear, side, and front. So that's very, very correct to the movie. Even the C-West wing versus the normal R34 GTR wing that we saw on the Throtl car. So this one's definitely a little bit more movie correct. When we go onto the inside right here, you can see that original Sparco steering wheel with the nitrous buttons. And then you can see these Sparco seats. These things look just like they did in the movie. Obviously, they don't have the nitrous bottle sitting there on that passenger area, so they're missing that, but everything else looks very, very similar to what the movie was. Not fully identical, but very, very close, and definitely a good rendition of what that movie car was. They remember the Supra that Brian went against that he was battling all race long. In the first race scene, you see it right here, Slapjack Supra. This one looks really good. I always wanted someone to do a replica of this. I'm super happy that someone actually did it. But everybody focuses on a lot of the other cars, but they don't focus on this one. This one truly battled Brian O'Connor in the movie. This car gave him a very, very good run for his money throughout that entire race until the end. In fact, if he didn't brake when he landed, who knows what would have happened at the end. I mean, obviously, Brian O'Connor jumped over him, so probably was still going to win the race, but you just never know what was going to happen. We got Suki's S2000 right here, the pink one.
a lot of correct stuff on it from the exterior, even looking on the inside. Doesn't have all the stuff that Suzuki's car had on the inside, but honestly, if she had to redo it, this is probably a better way to go because she had a lot of funky stuff on her car. Well, this definitely does look good though, super nice. You all remember this car from the first Fast and Furious movie when Vin Diesel first hopped in and did a race against Brian O'Connor and all the other folks and ended up winning the race. Check this thing out, this thing is crazy.
So very cool stuff. You got to see the two Fast and Furious and Fast and Furious. Maybe some Tokyo Drift cars too as well. All that stuff. All of these are replicas. None of them are the actual picture cars, but they're replicas. They look good. A lot of effort, a lot of energy. So I'm super happy you got a chance to see those. I'm here drifting with my C6 Z06. That's in a whole nother video on a whole nother channel. Make sure you go subscribe to @Jesse_Iwuji. That's my other channel. I'll put a lot of content on there. I'll be putting my drift stuff from this weekend on there, but I had to stop by and do some stuff for my R34 GTR channel, and I'm glad you got to see those cars. It's really cool to see them all here in one place, but the Throtl car is definitely my favorite out of all of them because it's an actual go car. It's a car that's gonna hit the drag strip. It's gonna go run some 8-second passes. It's going to be a modernized version of Brian's car today and what it would do if it was a dragster. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next video.